Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now in this video, we are going to be showing you my portfolio update and also the plans for going forward and my goals for this year with yield farming. So before we get into it, please, if you are new, hit the like button, subscribe down below if you are new. And with that said, let's jump into it. So the market is doing what it always does. It is up and down and sideways. So Bitcoin's currently at 73k, ETH is up at 2.2k. And here is the situation, right? So if we go on to VFAT, you can see here that I now have consolidated into 3 positions. If you haven't watched my previous video, I recommend going to check it out because I showed you sort of my plan for the longer term positions. And you can see the APR is currently sat at 62%, currently getting $10 a day. And yes, that is lower than previously, but we are doing this in a much safer way than the very tight ranges that I had previously. So as you can see, these 2 main positions, I have one in ETH, USDC and ETH between a range of 1600 and 2700. And we have a USDC to ETH range between 1500 and 2400. And they're currently getting around a 72% APR. It's a 50% range there, minus and plus 25% each way. And then we also have my USDC to Bitcoin position here, which is currently at an 18% APR. So extremely small. And I have decided, well, now I'm actually in profit on this position by, I don't know, maybe $70 or so. That's without taking into effect the $14 of unclaimed rewards here. But I'm going to take this 1200 out and I'm going to pump that back into another USDC and ETH position. Look, you don't just have to do this on USDC and ETH. However, these are the ones that pay the best with higher ranges that I have seen. The Bitcoin and USDC positions on a more wider range don't have such great rewards. You can see this is between 52k and 86k. It's currently getting 18%. So I mean, it's still pretty good, right? Like 1% a month, 1.5% a month, something like that. But yeah, I would like this to be a bit higher. So now, one question you may have is, well, am I going to take this 1200 and just increase this? You can obviously take the money that you have, either if it's in a wallet or another range you want to sort of consolidate down. You can either take the money out of that and then pump that back into this, or you can open up a new range with this money, so it's a fresh position, and that would earn me probably another $3 a day or so, instead of 60 cents. So I may go ahead. Well, I am going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so the plan for the next few months is to get these safer positions, in air quotes safer, because there's always a risk in anything you do with DeFi, but get these safer positions up to around, well, the first goal is $1,000 a month, right? Which is, I don't know, what are we doing now? $330 a month on average at the moment, so 3x. So we'd need around 18k in there, which is pretty doable. I mean, yeah, very, very doable right now. So I'm not going to do it instantly. I'm slowly starting to scale this. We started this at 5k, if you remember. A few weeks ago, we started this at $5,000. It's been about a month. And now we're starting to make some headroom, with scaling to $1,000 per month is the first goal, and then ultimately around 5k a month would be very solid for a yield farming portfolio. And the goal to do that is I have fresh capital that I'm able to put into this with just fiat and stable coins that are sat around in various wallets. So I'm able to add that capital there, but I also have a HODL portfolio of my Bitcoin, which I plan on lending out on Aave and then taking a loan against that, either between 30 and 40% loan against my Bitcoin as collateral. I do also have some Ethereum laying around, which I could also use as collateral. However, I would prefer to just use Bitcoin as collateral because it doesn't move as heavy and as crazy as Ethereum does. I mean, ETH moves a lot quicker in both directions. It just moves a lot quicker and a lot more aggressively than Bitcoin does. So, and of course, you know, altcoins which are sort of further down in the market cap system, like XRP moves a lot crazier than ETH does. which moves a lot crazier than Bitcoin does. You know, Solana moves a lot crazier than XRP does. So, you know, you can kind of get, like, for example, if I had some H bar, right, laying around, I probably wouldn't use my H bar as collateral to get a loan against, because it's just too risky, in my opinion. If you want to do this safe and scale it in a safe way for the long term, then using something like Bitcoin, if you have Bitcoin laying around, is going to be good to use as collateral. And then what you can do is you can take the fees that you're earning every day, every week, every month, whatever, and you can buy back more Bitcoin to then add to your collateral on a lending platform like Aave to just increase your health factor, so you're not having to pay back that loan as quick, and also so that you're not risking any sort of liquidation. So that's the goal. The first sort of goal here is to get to 1K per month, which is about a 3x in terms of investment here. So around 20K in here, which I will slowly do. I'll get to around 10K this week, and then we'll continue to add slowly but surely. So that is the first sort of step here, is to get to that goal, which I think is around $30 a day, right? Somewhere around there. So yeah, 3x. And right now fees are pretty high because volatility is pretty crazy with what's going on in the world. So definitely come in here and check out some of these APRs. I mean, there are some great opportunities right now. But of course, don't let this on VFAT deceive you. You have to go in here. Don't think you're going to make 166% APR, because when you actually start to put the range in, for example, if you want to do a similar range to me, this is going to be down at 11% on this specific pool, versus on the pool I'm in, this range is currently at 70%, right? So it just really depends on the pool and what the fees are in that specific fee tier as well. So there is always that to look out for. But again, there's a bunch of opportunities. Same thing, this one here, ETH on Supernova, is getting same APR that I'm getting on my Monad chain APR. So yeah, that is pretty much the video. Just an update. My long-term sort of goals and plans with this portfolio is to scale it to 1K per month initially, and then eventually 3 to 5K per month, which will get around 50 to 70K in sort of investments in these pools to actually produce that, if we're sticking around the 50 to 60% mark. But yeah, that is the plan. That is the goal over the next sort of few months. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, let me know down below. And I'm actually planning to make a Discord for yield farming specifically. I do have a Discord that I opened many years ago. It's not very active anymore. But I am going to make a yield farming specific Discord. So if you want me to make that, or if you want the link to that, then just drop a comment down below saying Discord. And I'll, if there's like 2 or 3 comments saying that, then I'll probably just make it and send it out. So yep, with that being said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.